Welcome back to Kelly Tech. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Got a pretty cool one for you today. Pretty excited. Man, is it expensive. It's just crazy how much they're charging for this because the tech's really not there. But if you don't know what it is, I got my GDemu today. Pretty excited. Oh, it looks like it came with 3 standoffs, and yeah, it looks like it's got 2 heat sinks for the chips on the board. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, these are like super hard to get. Oh, I hope it's a nice one. I know it's going to be a clone. This came from AliExpress, so I'm actually kind of scared, but we're about to find out. What did we get? Oh, nice. I mean, needs a little flux cleanup right there, but version 5.20, and I hear that's the one. I hear this is the one to get. Oh, I just can't believe I'm even holding it. Like, everywhere I looked, it was like $150. It was just insane. So then I found it on Walmart.com. 4 different sellers were selling it. And I bought it, and they both got, 2 times I did this at Walmart, and they contacted me and said, sorry, we don't have that item, can't sell it to you. So I had to go to AliExpress to get this board. And when I bought the first one from Walmart, I went ahead and bought I don't know what you would call it, the 3D printed kit to hold it into your Dreamcast. So I have that also. So there's your main piece. This is all new to me, guys, so hope everything works out good. The Dreamcast logo, it's kind of cool. Pretty sure that goes right there. That's for your reset button, I think. And this connects to the board, I believe. Looks like we got a little bag of screws. And we have directions of sorts. Sure. I mean, there's not much to it. You really don't need directions, I don't think. Maybe for the screw sizes. So that's what you're going to get. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is probably the cord. The SD cord, I guess you could call it. It's just a cord with an SD card on the end of it. Yup. See if I can get this thing open. Nice. Alright. And here it is. So you would plug this into your board, and this would go into here. Nice. So that's our set. And that's our board. So, from my understanding, this is all you need to play your games off the board on a Dreamcast, off an SD card. And I believe you have to remove a resistor off of the power supply. So I'm going to get this stuff out of the way and we're going to pull out the Dreamcast. And here she is. Oh my goodness. We've done a lot to her. Cleaned it out. Put a new CMOS battery in it. Cleaned out the remotes also. Put batteries inside of the VMU units for the controllers. We put a couple of CDI burnt games in here to check them out. Worked great. So this is the last upgrade, I believe, for the Dreamcast. So let's get to it. All right. Nice and simple. Modem comes off. Typically, you can use a screwdriver like this, you know, stick a number 2 in it. And it won't reach. See, it's too big to go in the holes. So as fancy as the kit is, every once in a while you just got to pull out, you know, the old trusty. So just get yourself an old house screwdriver straight out the junk drawer that resembles a number 2 Phillips head. Let's get these 4 screws out. This one's easy enough. And I gotta say, they didn't play. Nice and easy to take this thing apart. Alright. That one's always giving me a time. I think in every video it gave me a hard time. Come on now. There she goes. Finally. And then it won't stick. Alright, so turn it back over. Make sure there's no disc in it. Nice and easy. Alright, now bear with me. This is my first time doing this. I have the number 2 Phillips head bit on here. You could just keep using old trusty over there I was using if you wanted to. I think these are all the same size. And you know, you got the power supply in your face here. Might not be a bad idea to try to hit the power button and expel all that juice. You don't want to get a friendly little jolt. Let's see. I believe it's those 3 screws. And they're all the same size, looks like. Okay. So this should pull right out of here. So I'm going to try to be as gentle as I can. And that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. So it is out. It's actually a brilliant design. I bet you got to watch where the teeth line up, but it's a really good design. So, removed. Give her a little bit of a wipey-do here. Not dirty. We've already gave her a pretty good clean. Alright, well, this is where things get screwy, you know. We have to remove, I guess you would call it a resistor off of this power supply, because it's used to pulling a lot of juice, you know, for the eye, the laser, and the motor moving the laser back and forth, and it's spinning also. So it's used to getting a lot of work, and I guess they overheat if you don't take this resistor out. So we're going to jump into that now. First off, we need to get the power supply off. Got my number 2 still. These screws are a bit different. Or no, they actually are the same screws. It's always nice when you got the same screws, just to make it simple. And it looks like there's only 2 screws. Let's see, we got the one here, the one here, and this holds resistance too, because it's got to come out of there. So, and the plug here. So let's get this plug. I'm always paranoid of power supplies. Always have been. I've got jolted before, and I hate getting shocked. Love working on electronics, but I hate getting shocked. I mean, I've been hit by 220. I mean, oof. I hate getting hit. All right. So cord's out, 2 screws are out, and there's pins right here. So should just be able to. Looks like there's a little. So I'm going to start from this end. Yeah, I think we got her pretty good. Okay, something's going on up here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, nice. So it was just grabbing really good, doing its job. Nice. So there it is. Little bitty. Not much to it. The problem lies in these 2 chips. So it's one of those 2. I have to make sure I'm completely right, and then we're going to unscrew it and remove it. And we're going to jump into that next. Alright, so unfortunately, I have to power up the soldering station here. So, because the CD-ROM is usually running, it's pulling juice. Like all the time, hardcore. You've heard the Dreamcast GD-ROM. That thing's insane. It's loud. But the one you want to get rid of is right here. You take that screw out right there, and you want to desolder and pull this out. And what that does is it just basically just stops juice from flowing, because it creates a heat problem if you leave it in there. And also, let's see if I can get up here to you guys. Right here, because this is the chip we're taking out right here. So right below it, where it says BCE, there's a little chip right there, see it above my nail. So we're just going to remove that in its entirety. So we have to desolder these 3 and remove that little chip, and that's what we're trying to do here. So let's get started. I'll pull out my 10 tray. Looks like I might be able to just work on it flat like that. I don't need any helping hands or anything. Some help here if I need it. Alright. So that's a little bit more accurate of a tip for the job we're doing here. We're just kind of making a mess. Alright, so right here, the little resistor, I think we can just get one side hot. I gotta get this thing up to temp though. Alright, sometimes it's good to hit it with a little, solder to wake it up type situation, but I think I'm just gonna clean it off real good. Maybe tin it. Give it just a little tiny tin. There we go. Hit it with the sponge. There we go. Alright, so I think I'm just going to get the one side hot here. And hopefully it will just peel right off the board. Did not work like I planned. Almost. Oh, it did come up. I did get it up. So that actually is removed now. And there is our chip, little feller. I can't even. Let me see if I can show you the chip that I actually just removed. It is tiny. Oh, let's see if we can get a visual on that. So that gives you an idea. Very small. So we got that removed. Now, we just have to remove the other three. There's a little trick. Works pretty good. Got some string here. It looks skinny, but it's pretty strong. And I'm just going to run this string through the hole when we remove this. So let's get that screw out of there. Right on the end here. It's really close. That cap right there. There we go. So we got the screw out. Bonus. Alright, so what we can do is just pull forward on it a little bit. Maybe get lucky and get our string through there. Alright. And there you go. And it helps out a little bit when you're trying to pull and tug and do all the things you got to do to remove this. It can be helpful. All right. So, should we add some solder, make a huge bridge, and pull it off? Let's try something a little different. So, got a little weight on that. Maybe we can get it hot, and the weight will bring it out for us. What do you think? Trying not to stay on too long. Scared myself a little bit, but it did work out. A little bit of a mess though. I'm gonna have to clean up there, but it did work out. Let me get this cleaned up a little bit. So, in the process of getting the resistor out, I mean, it worked. Neat little idea. It did the job. But made a little mess. We got a little mess right here I'm gonna have to clean up. So I think I got some wick here. I'll just try to clean this up a bit. Oh yeah, there it went right there. Got most of the mayhem. It's already looking a lot better. It was a mess. I guess the force of it coming down, pulling out so hard. Alright, well, I hope you guys can see most of that work. I am not a professional by all means at soldering, but as you can see there, these 3 holes are where that was. And above it, between those 2 solder joints, was where that little chip was that we took off in the beginning. So it looks really good. I think we are done. I don't see, I'm going to go over it with the magnifying glass really fast, just to make sure there is no trace connected that I can't see with the naked eye. And it's a good thing I did, because I actually see 2 different spots that could potentially cause a problem. So we're going to try and fix that. And we have stole about all the solder off of this section that there is to give. Looking good. I'm going a little overboard, but better safe than sorry. Okay. Let's take a look. right. Kind of had a rough time with that one. I'm definitely not great with the soldering. Just barely got a little bit on that last one, but that's what we needed. So we can turn off the soldering iron. I'll bring it up to you. And there it is. It's not gorgeous, but there it is. Yep, looks nice. So now we're going to put her back in. Let's pull the Dreamcast back out. All right. Not really sure. Yeah, there's a hole. Okay, right there. So this is the first time I've ever done this, guys. Let's hope it works. I've actually heard a lot of problems out of these pins here. I guess they get dirty, or the power supply pins get dirty, and all kinds of issues. But let's hope we don't get any of that, right? Before I put this back in, though, you know, one day you might actually want to put that back. So I have it right here on our handy little string tool. I could put it on there and let it stick up. Put the screw back in. Alright, well that's what I'm going to shoot for. If it causes problems, I'll take it out. So let's get this back in. And it went in like so. Actually got the back in first, and then I put the front on. Nice. Alright, let's make sure nothing's in the way. Everything looks good. Plug our main power cord back in. And we have 1 and 2 screws to put in. Which are right here. This one might be hard to get to. Yeah. Jumped the gun on putting that on. So alright, there goes one. Let's see. Here goes our other one. Yeah, it does not look like that's going to interfere with anything. You never know, but I don't think so. Alright, so we're all set up. Power supply is set for a GDemu, so that's awesome. So now, I got to figure out how to put all these parts together. It goes into that board. So I think we're going to move this for a moment. Try to put this mess together. Instructions. Screws, button. Which takes care of that. Here. And we did get these extras, but in all honesty, because we took that chip out, it's not going to get hot. You don't really need to put these heat sinks on there. It's kind of silly. Maybe not, we'll see. But I don't know if we need these. So let's try to put this together. Okay. Well, these are our instructions. Some goofy instructions. So it looks like, okay. It's actually not that bad. And then, whole thing is several different size screws here. Or maybe just two. No, there's 3 or 4. So you got to know what you're doing here. All right. Looks like this board is going to fit just like that. 1, 2, 3. Looks like it's going to line up. Okay. And then, oh, I skipped a step, you know. You know how we be doing. All right. So and slide this in. Okay, I actually had that upside down. Yeah, I did. So we slide that in, and then the screws that you put in will hold down on those, you know, that little piece sticking out sideways there. So that will hold that into play. And it's saying M2X5, M3X5. So let's get these screws out of here. We didn't get a screw template, so we got to figure out for ourselves. It looks like we have 3 different types of screws. And we got some little bitty, sharp, pointed screws for those. And I believe these are all the same. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, these are the smallest, the M2. It's got to be for this. And it is going to take a very small Phillips head. We're going to go with a 0. Let's see what that does for us. Oh yeah, that feels perfect. So 0 it is. And we're going to put one on each side. Start with the hard side. I got so used to not using magnetic that I still hold the screw in place with my finger. Just recently started using this new kit. Oh, squeeze too tight, you know how this goes. All right. Like, I am serious. You gotta watch now. It seems like quality control is just non-existent anymore. All right. And I just barely let them bottom out, you know. Looks good. It ain't going nowhere. It's perfect. Perfecto. And then this will slide into there. So nice. I think we're pretty much done with that piece. This piece says M3X5s, which has to be these. There's kind of no other choice. 0 is not going to work, I don't think. On that. So we'll just leave that right there. And let's go for a 1. Oh yeah, that's nice. Alright, so let's see if we can't get these screws in there. Just be careful not to slip. Take your time. If it's skipping, you got the wrong size screwdriver. Okay. So it says this one and this one. Takes the M5. I believe this is the M5. Let's hope, right? Yeah, you don't want to slip. Alright, so got our 2 screws in. Step 2. Alright, now we got to put these together. Let's see. I know this probably should go in first. Does it matter? I don't think it does. So you can see a screw pattern here. Maybe inwards? No. There we go. Okay, so we just got to put a couple screws here and a couple screws on the other side, I believe. And these are going to be the short ones. Pulled it right out of there. Got robbed. So get that out of here. Oh, it's going to be some editing, let me tell you. And 2 more. Sorry if I'm not getting everything in the camera, guys. Gotta put pressure down and all that good stuff. All right, so got a lot of screws in. And we got the 2 that count, holding the board down, the 4 that goes over top. And you know, I actually just messed up, I think, because I'm supposed to plug that into the board and I didn't. Okay, so it is together. It's in its piece. I'm looking at the directions just to make sure I didn't mess anything up. It looks like everything went correctly. Yep. And now you can stick memory cards in there. SDs. Full size SD. Of course, you can use the converter. So, okay. Let's clean up this mess and bring over the Dreamcast. Alright, so we have our Dreamcast and our modified power supply for our GDemu. Now, they gave me some pretty good long screws. So I know that one. But this one I think can go for the smaller. And I think that's it, guys. So there it is. We're going to try to get this plug. This is what it's all about. Right there. And I mean, you want it beautiful. Try to get it as straight as you can. Alright, then when you get it into place, give a little push, and that's it. This 3D print right here really makes everything nice. So we're going to go with the long screw, and I'm going to use a number 1. Hopefully it reaches. Looks like it's doing just fine. Uh-oh, I don't like the way it's scooting over though. Alright. Alright, I don't want to tighten that too much. Shoot, that is scary. It felt like it was pulling on that pin pretty hard right there. That's the yellow pin. Alright. Everything seems to be in its place. Let's see. I got the stock screw here that I think I'm going to use for this. I don't know, it's kind of long. Let's see, what's the difference? Oh, it's quite a difference. Is that even... Maybe I should go with the shorter ones supplied with the 3D printed hardware. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that was real nice. Yeah, I would definitely use the given hardware. Wow, okay. It's real tight. I mean, there's no give anywhere. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I like a lot. So let me check this fan out. I don't know how much I really... Yeah, it's clean. Okay. Alright, well, look at there, guys. Looking good. Got it all back together. Well, I gotta put the top on, but what's 4 screws? So, wow, that's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and put the top on. feel a little resistance. I think that's from the... Yeah. Nope, I think it's going to be just fine. Let's see. Okay. Looks good. Put our screws back in here. And I forgot that it doesn't fit. Have to use a regular screwdriver. And there's a little resistance, but it's nothing horrible. I'm always picky about resistance when you're putting something back together, you know, because you're not supposed to have resistance. So we'll see. It's actually quite late. I didn't even feel any on that, so I think we are good. We got some extra screws. It's a little creepy. We took out some stuff, right? All right. So here it is now. Pretty neat. Looks pretty good. This is a reset button right here. Oh, perfect. This, I believe, is... Yeah, this is the SD slot. And I think this is just like a holder for another one, I believe. So, pretty cool. I am so stoked. I've been waiting so long. Like, I had the hardest time getting that part. It was ridiculous. It's like, I don't know what's going on with GDemu, but they are hard to get. Yeah, it's not easy. So we're back together. So let's go over to the computer and put some games on this sucker. Alright, now that we're back at the PC, go ahead and hit that like, maybe subscribe. You know, anything that'll help the channel would be sweet. But anyways, next step, gotta have a game or two. So here's Legacy Kane, Soul Reaver. It is a CDI file. CDI. So now we need to find our drive. So our drive is this PC, and here it is, drive D. Alright, so that's our drive. That's where we want to put our stuff. So we're going to put new folder 02. It will make sense in a minute. And then just drag your game over on there into that 02 file. Alright, once that's completed, you're going to want to go to this website, GDemu.wordpress.com/links. And that will bring you to this page. And I will leave the link down in the description below also. But right here, GDemu5.2, that's what you're looking for, that one right there. So click that. It's already started downloading right here. Small file, it's probably complete. Show it in folder. We can go ahead and just shrink that down. So there's our 02 folder. So now if you look inside of here, it's got a 01 folder, INI file. So we're just going to extract that straight into our SD drive. So mine is D. Just extract it right in there. So that's the 2 files that we've used so far. And we're set. Like, we can actually go play Legacy of Kain right now. But it is a pain in the butt, though. Like, you gotta make another folder, name it 03, and then put your next game in there. And then your next game, you gotta make another folder, 04, and then put your next game in there. And you're gonna want to make sure and put your games in alphabetical order, because numbers trump everything else. So it's a little weird. It's not hard, it's just time consuming. So I got my game on there. This should be ready to go as long as your drive is formatted for FAT32, which mine is. Let's make sure. This PC. Here's my drive. FAT32. It should work just fine. So I only have one game on here, but good enough for educational purposes. Let's see. Let's eject our drive. Alright, drive ejected. Alright, so our drive's ready to be inserted into the Dreamcast and ready to play Legacy of Kain. So let's head on over to the Dreamcast. Alright guys, back at the Dreamcast. Hope this works out. Go ahead and stick my card in here. Powered up. So here we go, guys. This is what it looks like when I boot it up. So pretty cool. Remember how I said the numbers matter more than the letters? You know, it starts with S when C is the lowest one. But anyways, pretty cool. Simple interface. Here, let's check out the menu real quick. This is the menu. I got options, system info, and about. So about is going to be about the software. This is version 0.60, I think that says. It's kind of old, 2016. But I still think the author. Let's see. And this is going to tell me about my hardware, which I have the 5.20.5. Yeah. It's kind of neat. USA, Canada, NTSC. Tells me how I'm hooked up. Pretty cool. Options. So you can make it region free. Of course, you want to keep that on. You can force VGA. In-game reset. I think that's for that little button under the door. Boot intro. You can turn the Dreamcast boot logo off to speed up boot times, I suppose. And the Sega license. Not really sure about that one. So I'm going to leave them on, because they seem like there's not much to it at all. So let's check a game out. Remember Power Stone, guys? That was cool. That was a cool game. Yeah. And these are GDI ROMs too, not CDIs. Full size GDIs. This is pretty cool. So how do you, I wonder, I see, I'm not even sure how to use it myself. To get back to the menu, I'm sure there's some kind of, all right, let's see. Qbert. I don't really have that many games, so I couldn't put too many on here. Sonic Adventure 2.
Story select.
Wow. The music and everything. Definitely remember this. Pretty sweet for an old game, you know? Nice. Just tap the button. Does a little Dreamcast logo. Takes you right back to your GDemu menu. This is amazing, guys. I love it. Yeah, if it keeps working like this, I really recommend it, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. And as always, have a tech day.